All right, welcome back. There's a lot of social media hype out there when it comes to skincare, like this red light mask. Does it actually do anything? Are my eyes getting sunburned as we talk? Here to separate science from hype is dermatologist Dr. Mohiba Tureen. Doctor, thank you for being here.
It's lovely to speak with you, particularly with the red light mask on.
We have no shame on this show. I don't know if I'm here to see a 3D movie or go on a Star Trek voyage, but Jessica Fix is here, and she's a producer on the show. You set this up, and I wasn't comfortable asking all the questions that you had planned out. And so I wanted you here to make sure
right
that
now.
well, I wanted you here to make sure that people actually are informed and not just me asking sort of dumb questions. So let's
Right.
start it off.
Okay, so we're talking about skincare trends, and you hear a lot of this stuff on social media, like you mentioned,
Right.
and we're like, what actually works? So first, we're talking about one trend is replacing the fillers for biostimulating options, right? So what does that mean?
So there was this trend towards people getting what's called filler, which is a collagen or hyaluronic-based molecule that goes into your face and can make you look really cheeky or too much lip, things like that. So now as dermatologists, things evolve, right? Like we have initial technologies and now we're moving towards better technologies. So biostimulators harness your own body to turn on collagen and elastin. We don't talk enough about elastin, Chris and Jessica. That's the molecule that helps you stretch. And you see, as you age, all that creepiness comes. So these biostimulators, we inject them. They might be blood, they might be Sculptra, they might be Radiesse, and they actually turn on your own body's collagen. So you slowly build and you look like yourself. You don't look over-cheeked, over-lipped, etc.
Almost like stem cells for your skin.
Exactly. Well, you're turning those on. So when we do orthopedic injections to turn that back on, this is the same thing as turning on your facial skin. We use Sculptra on the arms. Some people don't like how their knees look, so you inject it in the skin of their knees, and they're happy when they wear skirts and dresses.
So this would be an alternative to like Botox?
Not Botox, but other kinds of fillers where they don't dissolve or they migrate, which is kind of a bad look. So that's
Yes.
why this is kind of cool, because it's your body's own production of things. Okay.
Got it.
And
let's
sorry,
talk.
I just have to say,
oh, yeah.
Sure.
interestingly, the filler market is actually really down. So
Interesting.
the
This
money,
is like
the
new-
companies are making less money on fillers and they're making a lot more money on biostimulators. And I think that's great for all of us because we'll all look more natural, we'll age gracefully, and it gives us function too. So like your skin will like be better, it won't break down.
And you were saying to do a
Okay.
couple of series of treatments too. Let's talk about peptides. Everyone is doing peptides. They're doing NAD. They're doing all these different things.
Yes.
Do they work?
Well, GLPs are peptides. Insulin was the original peptide, and we know that little kids used to die when they were diabetics because they didn't have enough insulin.
Right.
So peptides are awesome. Peptides are essentially just proteins that are signaling molecules, and now we've harnessed them in our skin to turn back on all the communication because as we age, the communication goes away.
And how do you do that? How do you administer a peptide for your skin? Is it topical?
Topical
Is
or
it a pill?
injection or both?
There's both. Topical, obviously, it's more difficult to penetrate. So there's another category of signaling molecules called exosomes. You may have heard of those
Yes.
before. So exosomes are like peptides 2.0 because they are even more powerful cell signaling. So they turn on more things. So there's a group at the Mayo Clinic that has come up with really great exosomes that turn wound healing back on. So God forbid you're in an accident, you have cuts, scratches everywhere. You put this on within a few days you are healed because your cells are communicating and they're working in synergy.
That's crazy science.
Real quick question here. If you don't want to have any of these procedures or medicines or anything like that, say there's just a guy, you work outside a lot, you work out, maybe you don't drink enough water, you have a few beers every now and again.
Who's this? Who's he talking about?
What do you do just to improve the basics of your skin? And for me, dry January has been a huge lesson on what alcohol and dehydration can do to your skin. You see the bags under my eyes? No, you don't, because they don't exist anymore.
Are you sure
Because
it's
I'm
not the light
sleeping
mask
better.
that he just used?
It's the Solar Wave light mask that I gave.
Anyway, I'm just saying, what are some basic tips for guys?
So the most important thing, it's always sunscreen, eat well, get your protein, get your hydration. If you use those basic things, sleep well. We'll talk a little bit about facial massage, so I don't think men do that enough. You shave every day, so afterwards you can do a little lymphatic drainage. It takes 30 seconds, and it makes your eyes and your skin look even better. And that is a super masculine thing. You can just
I was
go
going to
like
say
that.
there's nothing, and I mean nothing, more masculine than a facial, massage cheek thing. Anyway, what's the last question?
Okay, the
And that's
last one.
okay, we can do it. I'm just joking.
I think we can wrap with the red light. So do these work? How powerful do they need to be to work? Did I just buy a bunch of junk that, I mean, Chris looks really cool with it on.
I mean, you should just wear it out, Chris, right?
Robin to the Batmobile. Sorry.
So red light does work. As dermatologists, we know light therapy has been around for 100 years. So we use light therapy for eczema, psoriasis, those types of things. But in the past 5 to 10 years, 10 years approximately, we've been able to harness it into these at-home devices. So they are effective. Blue light, if you can remember, is shorter wavelengths. So it's used for acne. So for our kids with acne, you can get a blue light device that they can use at home.
Yeah.
Red light is more effective for people who are middle-aged and older because it penetrates deeper and it turns on, again, the collagen and elastin. Is it as powerful as maybe microneedling or laser that you can get in the dermatology office? No, but it's a great adjunct. Like I was saying, you can work out with your trainer once a week or so, but then you also do a little bit of exercise at home. So I really do like these devices. There's a lot that are affordable, but people don't know that if you use them too much, it actually can be poison to your collagen.
What's too much?
So you should always go by your manufacturer's device.
By the labels.
By the
Little warning.
labels. So
Okay.
I've had patients who
So
like
you
used
don't
it too
plateau,
much.
but you actually can hurt yourself.
You can hurt yourself. I've had patients
Yeah, don't do that.
who've come in with burns, who've come in with all these things. So they're like, oh, I wanted to use my red light. I had a big event and I wanted to look really great.
Yeah.
And it's like the opposite.
Oh, no.
I know. So
Doctor, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. These are great tips. Good
we learned a
conversation.
lot.
I learned a lot.
Chris and I are going to look better in a week.
Yep, you got it. Facial massage is on the way. Hey, for more details on anything Dr. Tareen shared, you can check out TareenDermatology.com or you can head to care11.com. We got some links for you. Thanks again. Appreciate it.